Today I'm going to be showing you how to make my whole orange cake, and you're going to love this cake because it has an entire orange in the cake, which makes it undeniably orangey. And you can make the entire cake using a food processor or a high-powered blender like I have here. So you do not even need to get out the electric mixer. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a gluten-free version of this cake, but don't worry, you can absolutely use regular flour if you need. I've included all the substitutions in the recipe, which you can find on my website, sweetestmenu.com. Let's get started. I've preheated my oven and now we're going to chop up our I was going to say apple. We're going to chop up our orange. Now you can just chop it up quite roughly here. We're going to use the whole orange, so you don't need to cut anything off, but I just like to cut off the little bit here. I don't know what that's called, the little hard bit there. And if there's any large pith, but I find that most medium to large size oranges are perfectly fine. I just wouldn't use a easy peel orange, that has the really thick rind, because there's just a bit too much rind, which can make the cake a bit bitter. You can also use cara oranges or blood oranges, but otherwise you're just going to cut it up into smaller chunks and just discard any what is that bit called? And discard any of the rind that you don't want to include. But otherwise, everything is going to go into this yummy cake. So once you've roughly chopped up your orange, we're going to pop it straight into the blender. And to that, we're going to add our caster sugar. So that's just going to pop straight in as well. And then we're going to pop the lid on. And I'm just going to stick this in there. And then you're just going to turn it on a low, medium speed and just give it a bit of a pulse until it turns all mushed and combined. I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. So this is going to be a bit loud. Once I've done that for a little bit, I like to have a little look. If there's any still large chunks of orange, I'm just going to do it again. This is the time where you can actually, give this a really good mix. Once we add things like the eggs and the flour, you don't want to overmix the cake batter. But now's the time to make sure all that orange and that orange skin is all kind of dissolved as much as possible. So that's looking really lovely. You can give it a little stir, make sure you haven't missed any bits. This is where you really do need a high-powered blender or food processor for this one. So now we're going to be adding our vanilla, our oil, and our eggs. So first up, I'm going to add the vanilla in for a little extra flavour. And oil will ensure this cake is lovely and moist. A butter cake, butter adds a lot of moisture to cakes as well and a richness of flavour, but because butter solidifies at room temperature, it can make cakes dry out on like the next day, day 2 or 3, whereas an oil cake tends to keep better for longer. And in this cake, we don't need the richness of the butter because there's so much beautiful orange flavour. So I'm using grapeseed oil today. You can use any mild or flavourless oil. You could use a mild olive oil or a vegetable oil, whatever you prefer, but I do find grapeseed oil is great because you really can't taste it. Eggs in. Try not to get any shell in there. Just using 3 large eggs today. And once you've done that, it's time to pop the lid on and we're going to pulse it again. You won't need to pulse it for long. We just want it to combine. So I'm going to do a short pulse on a fairly low speed here. So I like to do it in little batches. There we go. I think that's enough. So our final ingredients that we're going to be adding, some gluten-free flour, some almond meal or ground almonds, and some baking powder for lift. So as I mentioned before, I've included in the notes any substitutions if you need to use plain flour, if you want it nut-free. Yes, I've tested this recipe many times and it can be made in many different ways. In goes the gluten-free flour, in goes the almond meal. See how easy this is? It's such an easy cake, and once you sort of memorize the method, you can make it in a flash. There we go, and a little bit of salt. The blender's not very good at mixing from here on in. So to ensure the cake doesn't get over mixed, I actually just take it off now and I just use a spatula to combine it. I'm just going to make sure you get sort of down the sides and down the bottom where there'll be little pockets of flour. And don't worry if it's a little bit lumpy, it will be because it's got that whole orange in there. I mean, there shouldn't be any big lumps of orange, but it's not a completely smooth batter. Don't worry about that. I've got my 9x5-inch baking pan here. I have greased it with butter and lined it with baking paper just to ensure two sides overhang, which will make it really easy to lift it out once it's cooked. So in goes that batter. Make sure to get every last little bit. And there is one last little step that I'll show you when she comes out of the oven, which is making a really simple orange sugar drizzle to drizzle all over the top, kind of like you do for a classic lemon drizzle cake, if you've ever made one of those. Now this cake has quite a long bake time. I think if I remember correctly, it's just over an hour. But I like to kind of start checking it from about the 50-minute mark. And if it's getting too brown, you can just cover the top with some foil. So I'll just gently smooth the top and then she's ready to hit the oven. All right, there she is. In she goes, and we'll meet back in about an hour and see how she's looking. So it's been a full hour and our cake is ready. I'm just going to give it a little test with a skewer inserted into the center, and it's come out clean. So we know that it's done. And she looks gorgeous. Can you see how much she's risen? It's golden brown. It looks just beautiful. And the smell, the orange smell has completely filled my house, and it's just beautiful. So all we're going to do now is create this gorgeous orange drizzle, which is just made with 2 ingredients, and you don't even need to cook it or anything because it's just fresh orange juice. So I've just juiced another orange I had sitting in the house, and some caster sugar, and you're going to mix those together. And I'm not even going to dissolve the caster sugar because I actually love when it sits on the top of the cake and makes it have this beautiful sugar crust. So I've got my sugar, I've got 3 tablespoons of sugar, and I'm just going to add 3 tablespoons of orange juice. And then all I have to do is just mix it together. Mix, mix, mix. And then we're just going to pour it all over the top of the cake while it's still warm. All over the top. And I like to do it while it's still in the cake pan because that helps the drizzle just kind of sit on top there. And it's all going to soak in and create this beautiful crust. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully lift the cake out and place it on a wire rack to cool before we can slice it and eat it. I'm just going to do this very gently because it's still quite warm from the oven. There we go. Doesn't she look amazing? This gluten-free cake, you cannot even tell it's gluten-free. I know it's a huge claim, but it's true, and I'm very picky when it comes to my bakes. Couldn't wait for it to cool down, so let's just dive right in and have a look at that beautiful crumb. So I'm going to cut a nice thick slice for myself. Look at that beautiful soft texture. I wish you could smell how orangey it is. I can't wait to have some. I'm going in. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and you can find more easy baking recipes on my blog sweetestmenu.com. And I've just released a new cookbook called Something Sweet, and it's full of 80 easy baking recipes just like this one.